So what rate would you give from 1 to 10?
I don't give anything a 10, so...
Hey guys, this is
KSTYLEYO.
My name is Inyoung.
And I'm Emmanuel.
So we just finished watching Parasite. It's called 기생충 in Korean. So, how did you feel about the movie in general?
It was good. I don't really like watching movies too much, as you know. I can't really get through a full Hollywood movie, or at least not a modern one. But overall, yeah, interesting commentary, social commentary, a bit of class juxtaposition, also a bit of reflecting on ourselves and whether or not we are displaying our real identities, whether our characters are contrived. Yeah, lots of interesting things there.
For me, I found it was really dark and cynical, but at the same time, it was also kind of comical because a lot of storylines was not believable for my taste. So what parts did you felt like they can't be right?
The strange thing is that their methodology, which employs quite a bit of nefarious, malicious type of intent, it almost seems that it's been perfected. It's like at a professional level. And so I was wondering, are they actually family members, this Parasite family? Who, you know, they're introduced in the beginning, you see them living together. It seems like a normal family, but perhaps the relationships aren't actually what they appear to be. So when they suggested at some points that they were introducing one another to the wealthy family as being having other relationships than they really do, it's almost believable that they aren't actually brother and sister or father and son, because of the types of people that they are in the film.
But at the same time, do you remember the father of Parasite family kept asking the main guy, "You really love her?
Do you really love her?" Oh,
but
yeah.
it makes me feel like maybe he's asking that because he doesn't really love his family or love his wife. I don't know why he asked that.
Or it's that he thinks that people that live such a superficial lifestyle don't actually love one another. I'm not sure if that was what it was. And then at a certain time he responded and he's like, "Yeah, I love her." He's like a sort of love, almost as though like it's something that would do. So what were the parts that you found unbelievable?
So I found that everybody dressed up so nice on the first day at their job.
제시카 예봉딸 우리는 시카 과선되는 유리모 부는 이사중.
Doesn't make sense. They don't look poor at all. Because one of the girls, like sister of the Parasite family, had her color done perfectly from the roots. Literally, I pay attention to those things, but how can it possible for somebody from really poverty line get their color done so nice and shiny? And their haircut was amazing too. That was not believable to me.
That's true. And also how they were so cruddily dressed, and then suddenly when the moment calls for it, they could appear very elegant and prim and proper. Yeah, it seemed a little bit unbelievable, but maybe they're used to jumping on such occasions.
So what did you think about the part that the main father of the Parasite family was saying that rich is actually
Naive.
Naive. Almost
Yes.
like those poor family were screwing over the rich family. Even at the end of the movie, the guy actually felt sorry for the rich man who he killed. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, you gotta give that spoiler alert first.
Yeah, I'm gonna do blame.
But the trope is that those who have a pampered existence, they are privy and that they don't have to withstand and endure certain types of trials and tribulations, and that contributes to their naivete. That seemed to be demonstrated here. There were also suggestions that the wife of the wealthy man is always looking for escapes from reality. She seemed hypnotized in I think one of the opening moments, or the moment where she's first introduced, she was like in a hypnotic state. So yeah, it kind of shows that they're disconnected from reality.
What do you think about their repeating lies throughout the movie?
Oh, that they are sort of creating a minefield for themselves because they have to keep track of additional lies, which increase the complexity of everything that they do. Yeah, there was sort of a commentary, I think I mentioned this before, on how we reveal variations of ourselves. We create a presentation of ourselves, and that because you are always maybe aware of the fact that when you're interacting with another being, there's another perception involved, and that you would imagine that what you appear to them is based on their perception of you. Thus, you want their perception of you to be what you believe yourself to be, what should be presented of you. And so, in a sense, everyone is lying about who they really are. And you see this play out both in terms of insidious planning and just little white lies to make life easier, perhaps even for the other person.
Point I want to make is that, you know, the friend who actually went abroad to study something, and he actually gave the opportunity to the son of the Parasite family, as in he actually gave the job. Can you take over because I'm gonna be away, I can only trust you. Not only the friend betrayed him, but also he took the small lie and then made it bigger, and actually bigger in the sense that they're completely out of control. But also throughout the movie, they kind of tossed the idea the father of the Parasite family never crossed the line. That's why the rich man liked him as a driver. He doesn't cross the line. But actually the whole time all they're doing was crossing the line.
That's interesting. Yeah, also interesting how you were mentioning that the original lie originated from the exterior, and that they accepted it as a mode of being and kind of let it blossom and proliferate. Who is responsible ultimately for the first lie?
So I guess that is the moral part, that when you know you did something wrong, you take the accountability and you want to get things right, back to what it was. But when it's too late, it's too late.
Yeah, and ultimately, though they were all crossing lines, there was always a certain apparent line that wasn't being crossed from the perspective of the wealthy homeowner. And then in the end, that line was crossed most boldly and abruptly.
I agree.
Sort of as a surprise to all of us. Yeah! It's time to even the score. Yes! There was the kind of a recurring theme whereby the wealthy homeowner kept on picking up on the scent of poor people. And I think that towards the end, probably the smelliest poor person, who was another character that was hidden underneath everything. I won't get into too many details, but he got out of control and started harming different characters and inflicted mortal wounds on a few of them. And at that moment, the owner of the home, he was disgusted with the scent of that man. And I think that the parasite father, he observed this, and this in conjunction with the fact that the homeowner was compelling him to leave his own concerns, which was the dying family member of his own from the parasite family, and to tend to the wealthy homeowner's family who he wanted to take to the hospital. In that moment, he had just had enough, and he let his animal instincts take over, and he basically took the life of the wealthy man.
But I feel like it's really about the perspective, because literally the man was sitting in the basement for many years, like almost 4 years. I bet he was not able to wash himself well. So maybe the owner of the wealthy family just smelled it and really disgusted by it, you know? How about, what do you think about the rock? Rock was some kind of symbol in the movie.
Yeah, the rock was sort of mystical in a sense. I think it was dug up from the earth, and so perhaps it was an unraveling of mysticism and dark secrets. And so just like it came to the surface, also too, all of their own dark secrets came to the surface and caused mayhem.
And actually the stone was brought by the friend, and then the lie also was brought by the friend. I don't know what happens to the friend, but at the same time, the stone was a reminder to the young man in the parasite that he should behave morally, thinking about the friend.
It's very strange that he had set the base framework and developed the situation for them to all take advantage of this other family, but he was also struggling with this reminder that there is a moral foundation that's being neglected, and so I think the stone would remind him of that.
And also the friend introduced the stone as the lock, wasn't he?
As the luck?
Yeah, lock of something.
Oh, luck. Yes, the luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that it would bring them good luck. And
So actually, do you consider that as a lock now?
well, it's sort of like when you open up a genie's bottle, when you rub the genie's bottle, and you have wishes, and if your wishes are true and for the good of all, then maybe they'll be granted in a way that actually does cause that. But if they're for your own selfish needs, then they'll be granted, but they won't turn out to be what you'd expected.
Oh, that's actually really good summary.
I forgot about the rock.
So what rate would you give from 1 to 10?
I don't give anything a 10, so let's say, it's really difficult. I'll say 7.5.
7.5.
Maybe 8.
The
I don't
movie
know.
that won Oscar, okay.
Yeah, but Oscar movies are like usually garbage. So
Okay.
7.5 is really good. Really good, actually.
So what is the equivalent movie that you gave 7.5 then? So that people can kind of understand.
It's been a while. I can't even think of that. I would give Old Boy a 9.
Oh, okay.
But that was life-changing. That was like, I saw that movie, my first Korean movie, before I even met you.
Oh, okay.
It was my first venture into all things Korean.
For me, I'm gonna give 8.5 because I'm just generous in general.
Yeah, she got that K bias.
Yeah, K-bias for sure. I hope you guys enjoyed this our review. If you liked it, please give it a like and share this video with your friends and family. Then I see you guys next time. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.